All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Houston Rockets video for you guys. John Wall contract buyout with the Rockets is a matter of when, not if, according to Rockets Wire, which is a pretty great source. So we're going to talk about this just briefly. I don't want to get too much into the details because I want to kind of just dial down every single fact, every single detail, so that when I make a full video on this and the salary and the finances and just the financial impact of all of this, I want it to be as simple as possible for you guys. So before we get into today's video, if you enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I have all the links to my Discord, my Twitter, my Instagram in the bio below. I also have a Houston Rockets daily channel where we're not quite daily yet because my thinking with that channel when I created it was I want it to be like a Houston Rockets content creator like platform almost. So we've had various different Houston Rocket YouTubers post videos on that channel, and then I'm out here posting, but I just need more people to like post videos or want to post videos on that channel in order for it to be daily. So hopefully in this off season it will be just regardless, but that is also in the bio. So apparently, it's a matter of when and not if for John Wall when it comes to a contract buyout with the Houston Rockets. Now, he's owed over $90 million over the next 2 seasons. This is something I was getting really frustrated at in the offseason, or sorry, not the offseason, around the trade deadline, before the trade deadline. John Wall's contract was a huge issue to me, and it felt like no one really cared because he still had a solid season. You know, he averaged 20.6 points per game, 6.9 assists in just 32 minutes, and he's coming off an injury, hasn't played in years, didn't shoot the ball particularly well. Not to say he hasn't, he has in his career. He's never really been a good shooter or a three-point shooter, but I think John Wall will be significantly better next season, regardless of what team he's on. So I'm not too against keeping John Wall. I'm not too for getting rid of John Wall. I think if I had to pick a side, I would most likely lean towards getting rid of him, just because $92 million over the next 2 seasons, it's very difficult for me to even process players that I would want to pay that money in any situation at all. Like, I can really only think of off the top of my head, like, maybe Giannis, but LeBron, KD, and goddamn, who's the other one I was thinking of? It's gonna be so obvious, but whatever. Like, it's just $92 million is an absurd amount of money for 2 years for a 30-year-old injury-prone point guard who didn't have a great season in Houston. But with that being said, I think while his shooting percentages were not great, I still think he had a huge impact on the locker room and just kind of the new culture and identity that the Houston Rockets are trying to form in the post-James Harden era. So that's why I'm really a big fan of John Wall. I like that edge that he brings. But $92 million, are you insane? This is what I was trying to say around the trade deadline. And, a lot of you guys picked on and agreed with me that we should try to trade him, but it's trading away that contract it's a huge, huge issue. I've seen some rumors, actually, like a possible Kemba Walker for John Wall swap, or not a swap, but a potential trade with other factors, like other players and picks in there. But I've seen Kemba Walker and John Wall swap. I don't even know in that situation what I if they were to do that. I don't even know what I would think. I'm not even ready to process that. But apparently, like, this is a direct quote. I think we all understand that it's a matter of when, not if, the buyouts talk begin to heat up again. So it's, $47 million is what he will be making next year. So former NBA executive John Hollinger recently outlined a scenario where Wall could be bought out even sooner. Basically, it's kind of a similar situation with Blake Griffin, except that Wall wouldn't have to leave any money on the table. Houston would lower its cap hit over the next 2 years from 92 to about 72 million. And, Tillman would definitely definitely be ecstatic to spread that out within the next 5 years. They don't have to do it all in, right away. This is even true. This is just true no matter what, even if they get the cap hit. Like, that's what would happen is you would pay him $72 million over the next 5 years. And that's much better than paying, in my eyes, even though it is over 5 years, it's much better than paying $92 million for the next 2 years. So it's been a very up and down season. The whole thing with the Rockets right now is I don't want John Wall to possibly affect like just potential and moving forward. Like my fear is that they get Cade Cunningham. Like somehow the Rockets, or not, I shouldn't say somehow, but as lucky as we get, just in this unlucky year, we actually get the first pick in the draft and we go out and we draft Cade Cunningham. It's like, well, now we have all, and it's because the Rockets, we already have a ton of guards. Like, you've got KPJ, you've got Eric Gordon, like, you've got so many dudes, DJ Augustine, John Wall. There's so many minutes to be spread around, and we didn't even really get a full taste of that this year because, KPJ took him a while to get called up. Like, Eric Gordon's been out for so long now. They shut John Wall down. Like, it's just hard to even understand a lot of this, so say they go out and they get Cade Cunningham, it just complicates everything even more. Just even more. So, turns 31 this offseason. He's got a really just long injury-riddled career, and we're on the worst record, league's worst record. It's just, we all wish it worked out. We all do. Obviously, we would all prefer to trade away John Wall rather than buy him out. But the trade value for him, he's getting paid, like I said, $92 million. He was making $47 million next year. He's getting paid like he's a top 5 player in the NBA. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that John Wall is not a top 5 player in the NBA in any way, shape, or form. And I love John, but he's 30, about to be 31, injury career. Like, it's just, he's not a top 5 player, and he's getting paid like a top 5 player. So it's just tough because we're rebuilding and you want to buy him out, and it's tough, man. It really is tough, but we'll see what happens. I just think the good news is this is at least getting talked about. Like, whether a buyout happens in 2021 or it happens next season, a lot of it just kind of comes down and boils down to how much money is John Wall willing to give back in exchange for moving to a better team. And that's something that we're going to just learn more and more and more and more as these stories come out and as the time goes on. So that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.